Hi guys, welcome back to a new video. So this is not the kind of video I've ever in my life thought I'd do, but it's my channel, it's my life, and it's real life things that I've gone through. So I feel like there's a lot of girls who have gone through the same thing as I have. If you don't already know, like, some parts of my life, you know, I was in a toxic relationship for like 4 years. So there's been certain situations that have came across my path that I feel like it's just time to film this video. I've been healing for about 4 months now. I've recorded this video like 4 times, and every time I'm just like, I think I'm throwing too much information out there, or the first one I just sounded really stupid, and that's when I realized, like, there's no looking back. Like, I sound really dumb even talking about this on camera. So I just want to keep this video more like as to why I left, and what made me leave, and how it's been for the past 4 months. First and foremost, I am obviously throwing my life out there. It's really scary filming a video like this when I spent so much of my life with a person, and anyone can just come and like use this against me, like, in the future, or even if anyone who knows him, like, it's just really scary. But I'm gonna try to keep this as like me as possible, I guess you can say. I don't even want to begin and say like I'm a victim. I recognize my wrongs. I understand 100% where I went wrong, where I should have left, and where I should have never ignored the red flags. But at the end of the day, we both hurt, and I think we're both hurt. And I just want to get this chapter of my life over with, just because obviously sooner or later I'm gonna move on, and I just rather do this now. I think the time is right. I don't think we ever finish healing, but I feel like I understand that whatever me and that person had is 100% done, and it's time to be happy, and it's time to let go, which I've already let go of. But obviously there's a million things when you spend so much time and energy to a person. Like, even though it's over, it's not like 100% over, because there's trust that was broken, there's feelings that were hurt. It's a lot. But I think I'm ready to film this video. This is not to throw any shade on his name, or even mine. I respect his life, and I hope, like, this is just so scary filming. I'm gonna try not to even cry. Why I left: I was tired of the disrespect. I was tired of the physical abuse. I was tired of the emotional abuse. And I was tired of the mental abuse that was starting to happen. I was just, if you guys followed my journey, you guys know we moved in together. We filmed a whole like move-in video for you guys. You guys knew the reason why we moved in together, but there's so much more as to why we had moved in. And I was just done. I was done. Once we moved in together, it was starting to get mentally exhausting. My heart just couldn't keep up anymore. I just couldn't do it. It took me to move in with him to realize that like what we had, we were probably gonna end up dead or killing each other. Like it was getting really bad. Yeah, we did a whole move-in video because we wanted to be together, because our families didn't want us to be together, but it was just so much more than just that. And one of the reasons, the biggest reason why I chose to leave was, or as he says, he left me, whatever it was, but the reason why I refused to ever go back with this person is because of the drug abuse. He was a drug user since the beginning of the relationship, even way before me, as from what I know, and I ignored that huge flag for 4 years. And 2019 was just the eye-opener for me, to the point where people were like pushing me away because I was with this person. And as much as I wanted it to work out when we moved in together, we just knew like it wasn't gonna work out for us anymore. And it sucks that I had to lose a lot of things just to realize this. Like I had to hit rock bottom for me to realize that this person was just not for me. Obviously there's a lot that had happened way before we moved in together, but I think when we moved in together, that was a time where I realized like I need to move on with my life, and I need to let this person go, because I'm only hurting myself and some of the people around me. So when we moved in together, one of the reasons was, you know, to be together because our families didn't want us to be around each other. But the biggest reason was because of the friend influences he had. It was just a constant battle between me, him, and the drug use. So I thought like it was better for us to move in together, but far from LA, and which we did. We moved an hour from LA, and that same weekend that we moved out, his friend stayed like in the area. Eventually they found a job where we were living, and there was some days where like he'd come home and I already knew he was like on something. Like oh my god, I don't want to cry during this video. Like I already knew he was on something, by the way he was acting, by the way he would talk to me. And you know, I was far from home. We only had one car. There was like no way I had anyone to like run to if things ever went bad. I always had to like stay quiet. I couldn't text anyone. I didn't have a phone for most of the whole 2019, because I was broke. I let go of my job also in 2019, and I had gotten a good job, and I had my vacation time saved up. So whatever I had for vacation time, well, I got paid for it, and that's how we got the little room we were living in. And so going back to like when we moved in together, I cry because it's a feeling that I don't ever want to feel again. It's really, really, really scary. Just knowing that your partner is not okay and they're under like this, like they're under the influence of something. And I had to like get used to this for whatever time we lived together, which was like a month. And because some days I just didn't know if he was like ever gonna hit me, which he did before moving in together. Before we even moved in together, he had hit me like 2 years before. So there was already history of domestic violence, And once we moved in together, it started to get mentally abusing, where like if the room wasn't clean, he'll be like, you don't want it clean. I'm usually quick to get a job, and it was really hard for me to get a job in what I do, which is like shipping and receiving. And we moved out to Colton, and I had a friend who would help me, you know, look for a job. And it was hard. And if I did have to go to a job interview, it was like all the way in Ontario. So we were running out of money. I do have a friend who we would drive out here to LA, work in the car wash in the sun, because this was during the summer. And whatever money we had, we would put it to groceries, and like this just lasted for 1 month. So we had to figure it out one way or another. I was the one who was trying to look for a job. Yeah, he would go to work, but like he got lazy, which I already knew about. All these excuses to not work. So then I guess he didn't have any more excuses for him. So then now like it was starting to get mentally abusing towards me, that I was the one who didn't want to work, that I was the one that I just wanted to be home and be lazy, which never. If you know me, you know that I've been working since I was like 13. I worked at Party City, I've worked at Marshall's, I've worked at a car wash, working in the freaking sun. I've never had any excuse of not to work. I've always liked to have my own money, and unfortunately I spent a lot of money into this person. I gave this person everything, and I guess that's why he got used to me providing. And unfortunately, when we moved in together, it was like, it was on me. It was on me. During this whole time, like, his friends were always in Colton with us. Always. I can't even, like, this has nothing to do with his friends, because at the end of the day, you are the one who makes the decisions of what you do in life. And but I was just tired. I was just tired of having to fight between his friends and the drug use. I remember he came home, he was drugged, and it's just so weird, like how a drug can manipulate someone's mind. It's just so crazy. Before we even moved in together, there were certain situations where like he'd tell me people were following us, and I would ignore it. I don't know why, but there was a lot of times where he would tell me that to write down the license plates of people's cars, or that this person was staring at me for too long, that if I was sleeping with them, to the point that he accused me of sleeping with his best friend. And that's when like I had enough. And it was just constantly that he would ask me if I had slept with his best friend, and I would say no, obviously, you know, because that's his best friend, and I would never. And that person, the best friend, knows that I would never do anything with him or any of the friends. And so I remember he asked me, and I was like, you know what, I'm tired of this. And I said, yeah. I was like, I did sleep with him, which was a mistake on my end. I said yes. He hit me, and I fought back. And because he always had my car keys, it was easy for him to just take off with my car all the time. All the time. Everything that was mine was his. So he took off with my car. And some days I just didn't know if like I was gonna make it another day. And that's when I realized that like this was getting really bad, because I was never the one to be suicidal. I've never been suicidal. And then I remember when we were arguing and we were fighting, I just told him like, dude, just kill me already. Just do it. Like, I don't want to feel no more pain. I don't want to suffer no more. Like I just want this to be over with. If anyone who knows me knows, I'm terrified of death. And the one person who would always come to my mind during these arguments were my sister. And it's just so crazy because there were some days where I would have my sister with us, and I would put my sister at risk with a person who was under the influence. There's so many situations that I was put in, that I put my family in, my mom and my sister. But it's just things I rather let it kill me inside than expose myself or him. But there was just a lot of times where now I realized, like, damn, if something could have happened to us, like, because he wasn't all there. So the whole best friend situation that supposedly I slept with the best friend, I guess he messaged a friend, and the best friend kind of already knew, like, this whole drug use was getting to him. A few days after that, we came down to LA, and we kind of went our separate ways. The way I usually take my stress out is like partying or dancing and stuff. So I went out to a party, and he used the excuse that because I went to a party, he started to talk to a girl. So on Sunday, we were laying down at home, and a text happens to enter from a girl, and I seen it. Of course, he played it off like it was a friend, but the name was too long to be the friend. And I went to the restroom. I started crying, and I was like, damn, I can't believe this person is lying to my face. Like, I'm some idiot. And I had already texted my mom that I wanted to come home sooner or later. I was ready to come home. This wasn't the life I wanted for me anymore. He was already getting his stuff ready to leave. It was like 4 days before our rent had to be due. We lost a deposit to put it towards rent, so the owner of the house gave us a few days to like move out. Mind you, I had everything was mine. The only things he had was like his clothes, but everything else was mine. So I needed to figure out a way to get my bed, my furniture, all my clothes back to LA, and he didn't worry about it. He left me out there for 3 days by myself. All I was eating was like bolis, the ice, because I was still recent in my surgery, so it was okay. It would fill me up, and it was hot. But I didn't eat for like 2 days, and there was no way like I was gonna risk myself driving back to LA with the clothes that I had, because I wasn't even gonna make it with the gas that I had in my car. So eventually I had to text his own friends. Why? Because I was never the type to ever ask any of my family members for help, because they would have had told me, we told you. And I was embarrassed. So I ended up texting the friends. His own friends did me the favor to bring my stuff back home and move back home. Unfortunately, when I came back home, you know, we tried to talk things out. And my family was like, my mom was like, I thought you were done. And I was just like, I am. And then, so this was like in September, and then October came around. I started to feel more like free, more like, okay, this is it. Obviously, spending so many years sleeping with this person, and just, I guess we just never let go of each other because we were afraid to see each other with somebody else. I got to see him with somebody else 2 times, and he never got to see me with anybody else. Like, so I was always that toxic ex that would stalk all the girls he would talk to. So if you're like me, just let him go, because he's not gonna change. So as I moved back in with my mom, you know, I was going out. I didn't really talk to him anymore. So I guess I had met this guy at a club, and we were talking, but I was still hanging out with my ex, but deep down I knew like we just had to let go. So he did go through my phone this time, and he found out that I was talking to this guy. So I guess that's when he realized that it was over. It was over because somebody else was already making me happy. But I'm not even looking for anyone at the moment. There's still a lot for me to heal. I'm afraid. I've gotten, I don't even know if there's a term for this, but I'm scared to be like around people now. I don't like to be by myself. Ever since me and him have been separated, like I've been with my cousin Brian. If it wasn't for my dad's family, I don't know where I don't know where I would be. And I appreciate my mom giving me another chance to come home, even though we do bump heads sometimes. It's just I really wish I would have let go a long time ago, and I wouldn't have gotten this hurt or had to go through all this. But I think it's just learning experience. I know better now, and now I have to watch out for my sister, you know, as she's growing, and or my cousins and stuff. Like, we never imagine, or I never imagined myself going through any of this, but there's a lot more. This is just why I left, like when I finally, my heart gave up. And I just don't want to expose this that much, but this has been like a major impact in my life, and just it's just so scary. It's just so scary having to sleep in the same bed with the person you love, and they're on drugs, and their body is sweating, or they're up at like 3 in the morning and they're going through your phone, or they're talking to you and you're like half asleep and accusing you of things they're not even there, because it's all just in their head. Like, it's just so scary. My mind and my heart was just so exhausted. I couldn't take it anymore. And now it's been like 4 months. I feel so much more relieved. I feel so much happier. I've been going out a lot. I've been going to concerts. I've been reconnecting with some friends. And I've just been the type of person to keep this to myself. Probably my own family doesn't know what I've been through. And because obviously the people do ask, like, oh, you're not with him anymore, because I would post us as this happy ass couple on Instagram. We would do a YouTube video together. And you know what's the crazy part? When we were living together, I would have to be on Facebook groups and do my makeup, because makeup is like my therapy. So I would join Facebook groups, and that would be like my me time, because I had like a schedule of when we were living together. You know, I would wake up and he would be at work, and I would do the bed. I would wait for him to come home, because like my Spanish is not all that well, and I would do Spanish groups because I didn't want to get recognized in English groups. So he would help me at times, but there was times where he would like scream at me moments before we would start this live video. And it's just so crazy how I allowed myself to go through all of this, when I've met people during this time that I've been single that would treat me 100 times better than what he was treating me. But it was just, I guess we were just so attached. We were used to this lifestyle. But I'm not looking back anymore. The opportunity was given a lot of times, and I'm just so scared. I'm scared. I'm scared of meeting someone new and they hide like their drug use. Like, the world is a scary place. But this is just a learning experience for me, and there's still a lot more to heal from. I've tried my best to not rely on alcohol to help me heal. I recently started joining the gym. I go to the gym with my cousin during the week, and but if I do get drunk, don't ever think it's because of this, like for me to forget the pain. It's yeah, we're just having fun. But also my god, I forgot her name. Lovely Mimi. At the time that I was living with him, she posted a video of her divorce. I was just like, wow, what a perfect time. And she motivated me to leave. Also Nessa, she had a gastric sleeve. I'm not sure what her Instagram is. I'll probably put it down below, but she also is in the process of getting divorced. I really wanted to help this person become someone better, but he didn't want to be helped. And at this point, I just wish him nothing but the best. I'm done. I don't look up his Instagram name anymore. I don't lurk. I'm so much happier. I'm in a better place. I'm hurting because I allowed myself to go through all of this, but it's never because I miss him. I have my family now. I'm a lot closer to my family, so I'm ready to move on from this. And if any of you have been following me and you guys learned from this and you feel like you're afraid, just go for it. As I said it for my gastric sleeve as well, go for it. Let go. I wish I would have had someone to be there, which I did. I'm not gonna lie. I had a lot of people try to tell me to leave, but sometimes I was afraid of like asking for help again because I already knew what I had to do. Someone who loves you is not gonna hurt you emotionally, physically, or mentally. Unfortunately, I have scars on my body that I'm probably gonna have forever, and people probably who have met me in person look at them and don't realize what I've been through. But I have a scar on my lip that he caused on Easter last year, and I have this bite mark that I don't know how to get rid of. I don't want to know anything about him. I just want to move on. I just want to be happy. And I wish him nothing but the best. Because there's more bad memories than good memories. And I'm not looking back. At this point, right now, at the very moment, I'm not ready for a relationship. I'm really scared. I'm really scared. I'm scared physically. My heart has been through a lot last year. Not to mention the fact that when I had my surgery, I was like depressed because of him. He didn't make it any easier. But at the end of the day, the only person I can blame is myself, because I allowed myself to go through all of this. And I owe myself the biggest apology. Life has been so much better. I don't want to end this on a bad vibe. Life has been so much better. I'm a lot happier. I'm okay. I have better videos to come. I know I've been slacking, but I've been healing from this big episode in my life. And I hope the next time I do make another video, it'll for sure be a happier video. It'll be back to the normal me, where half of the time I don't even know what I'm saying. But I hope I helped some of you realize that you're in a toxic relationship, or you should leave your relationship.
What's wrong with you? Huh?
Relax.
What the fuck is wrong with you? What the fuck is wrong with you?
Okay, so it's like 2 days later. I didn't expect things to end like this, but we were laying down. Today is Monday. We were laying down, we were watching a movie, and he told me to call one of his friends. And turns out he's been talking to this girl who supposedly he had blocked or whatnot. And it just hurts me because
I honestly go through this every single fucking month, where I have to go out of my way and message these females and ask them if they're talking to my boyfriend. And I'm done, and I'm like fed up. And just so like a fight, I'm like so shaky right now, just so a fight won't fucking happen, I shut my mouth, I stayed quiet, so like the fight wouldn't escalate. And he just comes in and says like, oh, what the fuck, like that's all you're gonna tell me? And so I just go in the restroom, I start crying, I come back out, and you know, I start separating mine and his dirty clothes, because at this point I'm just so fed up. I think I've said it in another video, like I'm just to a point where, yeah, like my heart can't take this anymore, my head can't take this anymore, my soul is just I'm ready to break free from all this shit, this toxic ass relationship. I'm ready to let go.
But yeah, guys, make sure you subscribe, make sure you guys give this video a thumbs up, you follow my Instagram, my Snapchat, everything will be linked down below. Share this video, and remember to stay strong and stay beautiful. Bye, guys.